It's ironic to be recognizing this day on the day that Martin Luther King was assassinated. I was raised on the south side of Chicago, and I remember early on, raised in West Pullman, sitting on my block with the older brothers around me. And I remember someone said that you're nobody until you kill somebody, and you're nobody until somebody kills you. I always knew I was going to be something. It's as if God has spoke to me very early on. Lord knows I needed it. My father passed when I was 5, and I hear he was a good man. Without the influence of my father, culture and society encouraged me to be the bad man. He probably could have helped me early on in life. Maybe I could have avoided all that trauma and pain. My mother was hurt from the loss of my father, and I've learned that hurt people hurt people. But I love my mama. She's a strong black woman, but being strong is overrated. As I got older, I understood that my mother grew up in trauma too. Abandonment, addiction, crime, poverty, religion. No excuses though. I know that life is no crystal stair for any human, even if they have privilege. So I don't want your pity. Matter of fact, actually, guilty by association. Generational wealth, slavery was the economy. Slavery still exists. They benefit now and they benefited then. It's this hierarchy of human racial values. Black men in America are the undercast. Some are fortunate, others are not. It's bigger than any one individual. But this story is about me. Well, they don't call them slaves anymore. Now they call them inmates, and I'm not talking about for-profit prisons. That's chump change. The big money is in the court fines, county time, and probation. I've been on the other side of the law, and there is an evil in the world, but black men aren't it. We make up majority of the prison system, and that is not a coincidence. See, I got caught in this. I had no guidance. I wish my father was there. I love my mother. She did her best, but I wish my father was there. I'm a father now, and I promised my sons that I'm going to be there. K through 12, I went to 12 different high schools. I went to school in Germany, Italy, and Virginia, but I'm a product of Chicago public schools. The lack of guidance at home could have came from school, yet they punished me and labeled me, not me, but some of my friends with that ADHD. We call it ain't no daddy at home disorder. Well, I was a part of that school to prison pipeline. I've done my time. No one really took the time. Maybe if I had some playing time, coaches, security guards, and deans were the only black men I saw in school, and all of them were disciplinary figures. I probably could have used a mentor, but she killed my mentor. Sorry, that's selfish. He had a son. This year, Chasing 23 will start a Wayne Drummer Scholarship, and this year, that first award will go to Wayne's son. Wayne's son is growing up without a father, and I can't be his father, but I pray for his mother. She's a single black woman raising a black boy in America, hoping that he avoid them streets and them jails and the people that mean him no good. Only if she could. She has to let that boy grow. She has to let her boy go. Some mamas don't let their boys go, clutching them while they get shot down in the streets. All cultures have challenges. What is race? I can understand culture. I'm still wrapping my mind around this idea of race. But race isn't the problem. Racism is. I'm learning that all of these isms is. Adultism, communism, tokenism, feminism. Wait, men need to be held accountable. I'm one of them. I can attest. We can be some scoundrels. I can only do my part though. As for me, I strive to be the best role model that I can possibly be. I fall short. I feel like shit. I struggle with shit. Don't we all though? So what's all this talk about truth and racial healing and transformation? I refuse to let things be the same. I want the world to be different, even when I don't agree with different. I have to check my own biases, but what if they don't check theirs? Well, what would Jesus do? I know, right? Did this fool compare himself to Jesus? Well, he said that we would do far greater. He healed the blind and healed the sick and fed 5,000 with 2 fishes and 5 loaves of bread. And he said we do far greater than him, and I've become aware that Christ is debatable, but we all agree that we respect Dr. King. We all face judgment one day. Who will matter then? Until then, I'm committed to being the best possible person that I can be as a believer, husband, father, and mentor. See, I'm building this underground railroad for these young black boys because I was a victim to that trap. I got out, and now I go back. For those who know they are slaves, Harriet Tubman said she could free more slaves if they knew there were slaves. I can't blame them if they clinched to the blocks that they was raised on because I felt like that's all we had at one point in time. And not everyone will get saved. They have to pick up their own bootstraps. They have to make their own choices. But we, Chasing 23, we like to provide options, promote a different way of life. To be honest, my personal hope is that they all one day get their life to Christ, settle down, make a living, become a husband to a wife, become a father to their children, buy some land, make a commitment to the liberation of others. See, we're behind a few generations. We'll get there, though. I might not see it. In fact, I don't want to see it. King didn't see it. I met Barack. I got respect for Malcolm. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead of us. And I've been to the mountaintop. And I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned now about that. I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain, and I've looked over. And I've seen a promised land. And I may not get there with them, but tonight I want you to know that we as a people will get to the promised land. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Because my eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. Thank you.